Hey guys, Melissa here. In this video, I want to show you how I wrapped a square cabochon using a prong setting. And I made this with square wire and half round wire. The stone just happens to be a rainbow moonstone, and I'm using sterling silver wire today. So if you want to see how I made this, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. So I have this very pretty square moonstone here. Try to get the flash. There we are. Rainbow moonstone. I'm going to do something a little different, and I'm going to make a prong setting. Of course, you know already, I'm not going to keep it square. I'm going to turn it into a diamond. I'm going to use square and half round wire for this project. And there's a few things you need to figure out first before you cut your wire. Like, how big is your stone? So each side is almost 3/4 of an inch. So that's about 3 inches in diameter. So that'll determine the length we need in wire, which I usually, if I'm not doing a lot of embellishments as far as swirls and stuff like that, I usually do about 3 times the amount. So about 9 inches. I think I'm gonna use 21 gauge square wire, dead soft. And I think that'll be sturdy enough to hold the stone. And next you gotta determine how many wires you need. So if you stack them up here, kind of imagine 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to do at least 3, but I don't think 3 is enough. So we need at least 4 or 5. Let me cut 4 and see where we're at. So I said 9 inches. Let's pull our wire out. This kind of straightens it a little bit. Work hardens it a little bit too. We got 8 inches, 9 inches. And if you're new to this, you can even give yourself a little bit more to work with if you want. I cut 4, and then we're gonna compare it to our stone here. Still trying to decide. Maybe I will cut 1 more. Okay, that looks better. So I want all my square wires to line up nice and straight. Just so you know, all the tools and materials are listed down in the description. And while you're at it, hit the like button. Get everybody lined up on one side. I use some painter's tape, a little piece here, to tape everybody together. And you're just going to work your way across here. To get everybody facing the same direction. You won't believe how easy it is for one of these wires just to start doing its own thing. I want them perfectly flat. I'm going to, since these are so long, I'm going to put another piece of tape towards the middle. Flatten them out. Cut some more tape. Move along, place another piece of tape, and then go to the end. That keeps everybody straight. I'm going to find center. Alright, so 4.5 inches is right there. Now we need to figure out where our prongs are going to go. You can eyeball it or measure it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. And we're going to put prongs on the top and the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So my marks, I've got center, and I've got 1 prong, and then I got the other corner, and the last one is where the other prong is going. Same with the other side. I've got points and then prong placement. I'm gonna do my bindings today with 20 gauge half round wire. It's called half round because it's a 20 gauge wire cut in half. It's got a rounded edge and a flat edge. So the flat edge goes around the wire you're wrapping. Along with my tape, I grabbed a couple clamps to help me hold the wires while I make the prongs. So for now, I'm gonna take some tape off one end. I'm gonna put it right in the center. I'm gonna start taking off the other tapes. I'm gonna hold on to them just in case. Make sure all your lines stay lined up. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna tape the middle 3 wires. Because we just need the outer wires for our prongs. If you don't keep everybody in line, and they'll start misbehaving. So that's what the tape is for. Make sure everybody's still good. Take a deep breath and we're gonna make some prongs. But first we're gonna start some bindings. Our bundle of wire is wide enough. Actually, my tape is too wide. I'm gonna use one of my clamps. Flat side down, or flat side against the wires. I'm going to put another clamp on this way too. That top wire is just flapping out of control. Actually, I'm going to make a hook. Make a hook. And we're going to go twice around. I'm gonna make this marked up the side, the ugly side. Doesn't really matter because it'll come right off. You just gotta pick a side and stick with it. Leave that like that. And we're going to make our prongs, and then we're going to bind them up. So to make a prong, you're going to need some flat nose pliers. Mine are about 3 millimeters wide. You're going to slide it up to your mark here, and you're going to make a nice 90-degree angle. Just like that. I'm going to stay near the tip here. You want all your prongs to be the same size. Bringing it up over your flat nose. So you're going to grab it and you're going to start to pinch it. Pinch it tight and flat. And you're going to bring it back out again. So it's nice and parallel with your other wires again. Then you're going to do the same thing on the lower one. Slide your flat nose up to the line. Give it an angle. You can keep it there if you'd like. Bring it down and around your flat nose. Give it a squeeze. And then bring it back up again. And now you're going to finish your bindings. Snug your bindings. Snug your bindings as far up to the prong as you can get it. Make sure your prongs are straight across from each other too. Bring your bindings across the back and up over the other side. Bring it over again. Smoosh it down. Bring it over one last time. So you have two nice bindings on either side. And snip it. And smoosh it. That might be too long. One down, 3 to go. We'll go to that side now. Hopefully that's enough. Make sure your ugly side remains on the same side as the other ugly side. Make sure you stay consistent with your ends and your ugly side. Okay. Slide your flat, oop, that doesn't matter. You'll snug it up in a little bit. Snug your flat nose up to the line. Bend it around. Smoosh it. As you're smooshing it, bring it back up again. Kind of wiggle it and get things flat. Back to the bottom. Slide your flat nose up to the line. Give it a 90-degree angle. Swing your wire up and over. Grab it, give it a smoosh. Smoosh it up and down too. As you're grabbing it, bring your wire back up again. You can grab it and kind of gently wiggle it, kind of straighten things out. All right. Snug your bindings up close. Bring it across the other side. I think I have just enough. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that was close. I would have liked to have had more, but this is okay. As long as we can get that end smooshed down. There we go. All right. I think these can safely come off. We can go back and measure again to make sure our marks are still consistent. Gonna put a clamp on them to straighten them out. And it looks good. We're still good. I just wanted to freshen them up a little bit, but I need some more half round. I grabbed another 4 inches or so. I'm gonna take this off. We're gonna start another binding over here on this side. That's where our prong's gonna be. Let that be for a minute. Let's make our prongs. Slide up to the line. Bring it up. Bring it over. Smoosh it down. Make sure your wires stay nice and flush to each other. And then bring it back up again. Do the other side. And bring it back up again. Lay your wires next to each other, grab your prong and kind of wiggle it. Kind of straightens everybody out. Let's snug our bindings up close. Bring that across. Smash it down. Bring it over. Keep it snug. Bring it back around again. And back over one more time. Snip it, snip and press. All right, one more to go. We're almost done. Half round wire. Get your hook going. Twice around. They're not too bad once you get the hang of them. They can be a little nerve-wracking, especially when you want them all to look uniform. That's where it gets a little tricky. And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Up, line them up, and then wiggle, 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 wiggle. Snug this guy up, bring it across. Still keep an eye on your squares, make sure they're behaving themselves. All right, prongs are done. Whew, how's everybody doing? You sweating? I'm sweating. I need a drink of water. All right, let's start shaping. Use your flat nose. Grab center here, right next to the mark where center is. Make sure you bend right at the mark. You want to be cockeyed. I think that's pretty good. Do the same with this mark. Make sure the mark is right at the bend. Same with this guy. You know where I forgot to mark. Should have done this at the beginning. Add our new marks. That's where you're going to bend it upward. All right, it's starting to look like a pendant. It doesn't really matter which one's front or back, but we're gonna bend back ones just straight across. Straight down flat. Now that I think about it, I should have made them at an angle. That's okay. We'll be fine. Flatten everybody out. Alright, so that'll hold the stone in the back. Try to determine what side we want facing down. Okay, I think that looks good. Clamp these guys for now. I'm gonna take my nylon jaw and roll these prongs up. Or you can smoosh them gently with some pliers. First thing I want to do, I want to put on a little stabilizing binding. First, you want everybody to be as straight as possible and stacking nicely together. I just need a short little piece. I just need a couple times around to stabilize these guys so I can wrap the bail. We're gonna take the two front wires, kind of separate them out a little bit to the side. You need to take your tape off. So our next two wires are gonna come up front and go in between the front two. Make sure they're flush together. They should sit next to each other nicely. These flare out and then they're gonna come back in and lay right next to the inner ones. Give them a little bend back into straight. See how they come together as a pack of four. I'm gonna throw some tape on these so they behave themselves. And these last three are gonna kind of separate. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's gonna make the bail. Before we wrap anything, I'm going to shape my bail. I want it to come straight down the back. I'm going to take this temporary binding off. I was going to leave it, but I don't quite like it. I think it's going to be too bulky. Next, I'm going to grab a nice long piece of half round, point it towards the back, kind of anchor it somehow. And start wrapping everybody nice and snug. I'm going to go one more time around, making sure everybody's snug before I start going up the bail. Bring your sides down so you have room. Make sure everybody's tight and even. Alright, so we're going to go up the back. We're going to start feeding it through, wrapping the back of the bail. Make sure everybody lays nice and flat. Feed it through. Pull it snug. I just have to go through and even things up and adjust the prongs. Just keep going through until you're satisfied. And buff and polish and you'll be all set. I know mine needs it. I'll be back to show you in a second. Okay, so this is how he turned out, all buffed and polished and tumbled. I didn't tumble it for too long. If my settings have stones in them already, I don't tumble them for too long. Anyway, what do you think of the prong setting? Do you think you'll give it a try? Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.